CNBC-TV18, embarking on a quarter century of excellence.
Let's get talking to another management right now on the show. We have Texmaco Rail, which is up around 5% in today's trading session. But if you take a look at it, this year itself, the stock has more than tripled, just in line with all the other railway companies as well. So to discuss the big order that the company won, we have with us Mr. Indrajit Mookerjee, who is the Executive Director and Vice Chairman of the company. Thanks a lot, Mr. Mookerjee, for joining in. 3,400 wagons is the order, closer to 1,400 crores in terms of value. Can you tell us how big the overall order was? And is there more expected from the railways in the very near term?
Good morning to you. Thanks for having me here. The total number of wagons orders that have been placed this time has been 11,000. And our share has been 3,400 out of the 11,000. In fact, that's the number we also were looking for, depending on our manufacturing capacity, so that we can deliver on time. Next question is the future. We expect that the future is going to be more orders are going to come, because this itself was a tender for 20,000, out of which the order has been decided for 11,000. And we also hear that another 20,000 should be coming up soon. So it's very difficult to finally say what's going to happen. But okay, I think there's a strong possibility of more orders coming in, more tenders coming.
So 29,000, Mr. Mookerjee, appears are still on offer post this.
We hope so, because that's the way it is.
And your hit ratio appears it's around 30%. So would it be fair to extrapolate that number? You could get another 7,000 odd wagons?
Well, once again, it depends on the manufacturing capacity, because as you know that we have increased our, we are producing more, and we are keeping on debottlenecking our plant, because we want to, we have to decide what we can deliver. And accordingly, we would be making our pitch for the new order.
So speaking about the delivery itself, when do you start executing these orders? When does that start flowing into your revenue? And what are the margins typically on orders like these?
Let me first talk about the delivery time. I think the delivery would be starting from somewhere from June or middle of 2024, because and then this is to be completed in 18 months' time. So I would reckon that this 3,400 we have to start from middle of next year and have to complete by December 2025. The question of margin, that's a question very difficult to answer. But I would like to tell you that this is an acceptable margin. It's a margin that goes over our hurdle rate, and we are happy to have this.
So let's put it this way: your margin in the business is close to around 7 to 8 odd % in the rail business itself. Do you think these margins are in line with that band, or is it higher or is it lower?
You're talking of EBITDA, or you're talking of
EBITDA?
The net profit?
EBITDA.
I think it will be better.
It will be better than that. How much better? Could it be closer to the double digits?
We hope to reach that.
By when?
Well, if you look at our second quarter, you must have seen we are there already. Our second quarter result. It's very difficult to make any such prediction now, but time will tell, and very soon.
So, and for the year, sir, what kind of a number are you looking at? Earlier, you were indicating of around a 30-35% growth for the full year, which I thought you were being, a little conservative. But if you want to revise that number for the year, what kind of a revenue growth can you do? And as you said, second quarter, you delivered close to around 10%. So for the year, on an average, we work with double-digit margins?
We're looking forward to that.
Both, even on the revenue, 30-35%?
Yes.
Is it likely to be higher than 35%?
we would be most likely going above that.
How much above, sir?
Maybe another few percentage.
Okay, so we'll work with 40%.
Yeah,
we'll work with 40%.
Yeah.
Got it. And a final question before we let you go. What is your updated order book? And in the remainder of this year, what kind of order inflows do you anticipate?
See, today we have an order book of something like about 15,000 wagons of Indian Railway and about 2,000 of private. While the Indian Railway, we discussed about the prospects, the private orders also are flowing in, because if you look at the private segment, although the general purpose scheme has been put on hold for the time being, but there are already pending of something like 600 rakes, which is about 4,000 wagons are already in the pipeline. So even if you take the reasonably good success factor of about 70–80% of coming through, then also there's a very huge demand, and these demand perhaps are going to be satisfied in course of time. So I would expect that there's going to be a good private demand coming up.
All right, Mr. Mookerjee, always a pleasure speaking with you. The street has taken note of things that you've said. The stock is up nearly 200% this year. And as you suggest, maybe the runway is a lot more. So we will keep an eye out on the opportunities and your execution out there as well. With that, we'll take a short break, wrap up on this edition of Chartbusters. You stay tuned to CNBC-TV18. Trading Hour comes up next.
CNBC-TV18.